What's up, golf addicts? Welcome to another edition of the Fantasy Golf Sommelier. I am excited this week to give you some plays for the Wells Fargo Championship. We're in Potomac, Maryland at TPC Potomac at already messed up. Mother F. Anyway, we're going to get into some picks at Avantdale Farms. I'm pouring some glass of a glass of wine. There you go. We got a little bourbon-aged Chardonnay tonight. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. You know what? Some ladies call it the Chardonnay, and that's maybe because it's a bad thing for them. I want to talk about that in a little bit, but let's get right into the plays of the week, and we're going to start with the wine by the glass play of the week. That is Sergio Garcia. I'm going to take the under on 69 strokes for Sergio Garcia. Okay, look, I think he's a sneaky play this week. I think this is a great course fit for him. All right. Now, we have not seen him since the Masters, which he did have a top 25 finish. So that's pretty good. Okay. But this year on tour, his first round scoring average is his best. So if you look at all 4 rounds so far on tour this year for Sergio Garcia, he typically comes out pretty hot. And the first round for him is his best scoring average. This is a par 70. Remember that. Okay. So to shoot a 69 or better, just has to be 2 under. Okay. That's all we need out of Sergio. I like that this week. I think the under 69 strokes hits for Sergio Garcia. Now let's taste a little bit of this wine. I'm holding it in a bad spot. Some of you will notice that. I kind of wonder, like, if you have like a wine like this is a Behringer Brothers, a Behringer Bros bourbon aged Chardonnay. If it makes it a little bit, a little more manly to drink a white wine, like when you got bourbon in the label there, it's like, hey, I know I'm drinking some white wine, and some of you don't like that, okay? Because you don't think it's manly, but it's got bourbon. It's got bourbon in it. It's aged in bourbon, and you can kind of taste that a little bit. Now, some people say Chardonnay, and I think that's because maybe some of the ladies, they can't handle it. I don't know. I'm not saying anything about the ladies and tolerance or anything. I'm just saying, like, I've heard Chardonnay, and most of the time I've heard it from ladies. I haven't heard it from the men folk. And so what I want you to do is comment on this video and tell me, like, what's your drink that you just can't, is a Chardonnay, like a tequila no, or a vodka no? Like, what is your drink that you just can't have because it's going to have a lot of bad consequences the following day? All right. I want to know that in the comments, and maybe I'll talk about some of those in the next show. But let's get on with the picks. And this is the FGS Reserve play of the week. Yeah, Keegan Bradley. I'm going with Keegan Bradley. All right. I don't want to go with any scoring stats for him because I think he could screw that up. All right. But I do think the over on 7.5 fairways hit is something attainable for Keegan. All right. Now, these are tough fairways to hit. Driving accuracy is key. But Keegan's kind of a cerebral player. He uses his brain. And he says, well, you know what? Maybe I don't need to hit driver off the tee here. I can hit a 2-iron or something, or a 3-iron, or a 3-wood or something. I just need to hit the fairway. It's not particularly long of a course, and just hit it in the right spot. And I need to hit the fairway. And I think he can do that. And if you look at all of the lines out there, basically, and plays out there for fairways hit, 7.5 is one of the lower ones. And, Keegan's sort of middle of the pack, maybe top third in the field in fairways gained, okay, over his last 24 rounds. So I like that about him. So I think just, we get a smart Keegan this week in round 1. He hits some fairways, at least 8. That's all I care about. I don't care what the score is. I just want to hit some fairways, and I think he does that this week. So, yeah. That is that play. Now, let's talk a little bit about some Chardonnay. This one, by the way, okay, is interesting. Did I mention it's aged in bourbon? Yeah. But it's got kind of this like when you think about the tastes that are flowing into my mouth, it's got like this bouquet of ripe apricot. Or have you or some people say apricot, which I don't know. I've never I don't think apricot is how you say it. I think it's apricot. Anyway, you got some apricot in there. You got some vanilla bean. Anything that has some vanilla bean is good. All right. And then a buttery toast flavored finish. If if you could design a white wine that could have a good finish, you want some buttery toast in that. Okay. Mm. Even you got some there's like an apple pie flavor in there, some with some vanilla ice cream. You got some apple pie a la mode right at the end with a little caramel on top. I mean, caramel on top, vanilla ice cream, bouquet of apricots. It's fantastic. This is a great white wine, great for your spring summer drinking season. Now, let's get on to the final play of the week, and that is our Pop the Court play of the week. And this is a guy I'm pretty much all in on, okay, and pretty much everything I'm doing, all right? And that is Mr. Matthew Fitzpatrick. I love Matty Fitz. I love Matthew Fitzpatrick this week. And here's a couple plays that I like, all right? I think he comes out the gate hot in round one. And hole number 14 is a 299-yard drivable par four. It ranks as the easiest course. It ranks as the easiest hole on this course. Okay. I think he's going to be aggressive on day one here. He's going to want to come out the gates hot, get birdies. Look, the weather's kind of crappy after Thursday. All right. So these guys are going to be aggressive. I think the weather's perfect on Thursday. And I think that he's going to go on the under 3.5. Okay. On this par four. So I think he's going to birdie this par four, number 14 on day one. I like that. Also, like the over on greens and regulation for Matty Fitz at 12. Okay. You know, again, I think he's going to be very good off the tee. He's going to hit the right spots in this fairway or in these fairways. And then he's just going to, play it safe onto the green, try to give himself some, 15, 20 footer looks for birdie. And so I like the over on greens and regulation for Matthew Fitzpatrick. All right. I think that's all I got. Out.